Winry.
Winry cries a lot.
You're not gonna deface Winry Rockbell like that.
Winry.
I am grabbing my Winry Rockbell pop figure right now, and I'm clasping onto it to weave out Winry into the mix.
From the depths.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 3 of the From the Depths podcast. Got our usuals here with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Jaden.
Hi.
Oh.
BJ.
Hi again.
Aaron.
Hi.
Owen.
Hi.
And I'm Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
All right.
Hi,
Hello.
Jordan.
This week, we've got a good bracket for you guys. We're going to discuss our top 16 characters. Well, top 15, but we'll get to that. Characters from Full Metal Alchemist. So, yeah, guys, let's just jump right into it. Starting off, our first
So wait,
matchup.
you gotta specify, is this like, are they fighting each other, or is this like character-wise? Is it strength test?
This is just character. This is based off character. So character versus character. Because if it were based off strength, the bracket would go a completely different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright,
everybody clear on the rules?
Because Winry would win.
Clear.
Winner would just
All right.
win.
Spoiler warning ahead. If you have not seen all of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Full Metal Alchemist, go watch it and then come back and watch it because you have been warned.
Yeah. Just 70 episode break and then come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 62.
Okay. So
All right. Round
first off-
1. Edward versus Alphonse. Battle of the Brothers.
All right. Well, this is a sweep.
yeah, I like, they're both like main characters, but Alphonse just seems like that. I just don't really see how important he is.
And he really isn't. Honestly, he really isn't, in my opinion, like really of an important character. Like character-wise, he's kind of more.
I think he's just
objective,
there.
in my opinion.
He's a
to push
support.
Yeah, he's there to push the
Honestly.
plot. He's there to honestly just push the plot.
I don't like how much you guys are blasting my boy Alphonse. I like Alphonse more than Edward.
I like Al.
Really?
That's something.
That's gay.
something.
By the end of the
Hey!
series, I really, really liked Alphonse, but
Every time I
he's
start
nowhere
liking
near
him,
as cool as Edward.
His
The
body
dude's
was
in a
more
suit of
likable.
armor, and his soul's bound to that armor. That's cooler than, oh, I have my arm and leg torn off.
But
I
his
just
brother literally bonded him to that armor.
That's not Edward's fault that his body wasn't stripped away.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna snatch a bod real quick.
Just whenever I say that Alphonse isn't that good of a character, people just bring up only him fighting Pride and nothing else.
No, they bring up him versus Pride, and then him versus Pride, and what was his name?
The
The
Crimson?
fire guy who just massacred everybody.
I don't
yeah.
remember.
I think it's
When he had the Philosopher's Stone, he just like 1v2'd both of those people.
Oh yeah.
Those are literally the only two things I ever hear.
Mhm.
Come on, Kimberly?
Yeah.
Kimberly.
there you
Yep,
go.
Kimberly. Thank you.
All right. Alphonse has a lot of character development, though, and he goes through, like, a huge character arc.
I mean, he gets better. I can agree with that.
Am
Yeah,
I
he
even
does.
real? Am I even real?
that was the
That was
stupidest.
one of my favorite scenes of the show.
I actually thought that was also pretty darn dumb.
I thought
was
that
that
so
even canon? It didn't even
that
feel
was-
Yeah, that's like
out of character, out of nowhere. I did not like that.
Wait, didn't
yeah, but
one cool scene that Alphonse had, didn't he protect Riza from Lust?
He did.
Yeah, that was probably
Yeah.
that's the only good thing I remember coming out of
His
them.
arm got
And
sliced open.
What about his dynamic that he has with May?
May has a crush on him.
May just has a crush on him.
Bro,
That's not a
Oh,
dynamic.
okay, but
Stop using big
It
words to...
It did, because, yes, she has a crush on him, but he does everything to protect her in that one scene where...
Because she's a person. Wow.
Yeah, he does everything to protect anybody because he's a good
He-
person.
He just says, "Get in my body and hide."
But I like their relationship, so they get brownie points.
I just feel like if the main character was Alphonse instead, I'd probably like the show even more than I actually do.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying. He just outshined. I'm just
I
saying
like-
he's
I
outshined
think-
by Edward.
in my
Well,
opinion,
because
Edward's a
Edward,
good main character.
Edward's
Larry
like,
Edward can, but he's also in the suit of armor.
yeah, Edward's like a top 3 protagonist of all time, in my opinion.
It's pretty cool.
That's
I like him.
very
He's cool.
fair.
He's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
I
really.
have him behind Guts. Guts is number 1, and Timma from Monsters number 2.
Yeah.
But- Yeah,
That's-
Edward,
that's a good
he doesn't have
list.
any writing flaws, in my opinion. He's just such a good main character. Honestly, it's just not fair, really.
I don't know, I hate the constant
Edward.
short jokes that the show pulls out. But that's more
Well,
of
I
a
really
there was
like
a reason
criticism.
for that, though. Because
I really like how he actually gets taller throughout the show. I love
Yeah.
that.
Like how many times did they do the "Oh, you're not the Full Metal Alchemist Alphonse? He is, but he's
Well,
not
if
even
he's
metal.
called-
Ha 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 ha.
Just to clarify, we all watched the dub because the dub's actually not bad.
yeah, that was amazing.
I like the dub a lot, yeah.
Except
I also
Alphonse's
like that.
voice.
Yeah,
I agree with that statement.
his
Alright.
voice in
For his
in
voice
2000
acting alone, I'm giving my vote to Edward.
Yeah.
I'm going for Edward.
Yeah,
Ed.
Edward.
Didn't Alphonse
Oh.
have like very increased narcolepsy throughout the whole show? He was just asleep. Where's my
He's starting to
soul
fade
at?
out because his mark was starting to fade. I'm just
know.
gonna go. I'm not letting this be a sweep. I'm going for Alphonse.
Stupid.
Stupid.
All right, 4-1. That's my boy Edward for the win.
Okay. Okay. Next we have Greedling. Specifically Greedling, not just Greed, not just Ling. Greedling versus Pride.
Oh,
All right,
Mm.
I'm gonna start this off by saying I don't care what Jaden just said. If I'm ranking my favorite characters, it's literally Edward, Greed, and Ling. So put them two together. If Greedling does not win this, then this is a shame because Greedling is one of the most
He won't.
beautiful written characters in all of writing history.
Jordan, you've
Ah.
watched like 3 anime.
no.
I didn't
4,
say
bro.
anime history. I said writing history. He's
That's
one of the best
that
written
concludes.
anything.
That's even worse.
That's
Oh,
even
God.
worse.
I
Bro, have you read
apologize for everyone's ears for hearing that.
Have you read the Bible? Do you know how much character development Jesus has? Come on.
So I think Greedling is sort of like, you have Greed, which is like peanut butter, and you have Ling, which is like bread. So you make a peanut butter
Wait.
sandwich.
I'd prefer jelly.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's add the jelly too.
No, but
Right,
what's the
okay.
bread?
Here's the
Oh.
bread.
Peanut butter
Greedling
and
is the
jelly
bread.
are Greed,
them
and
together?
okay, you know what I'm saying.
So confused.
No, I don't understand clarify.
Nope. Nope.
I
You
hate
gotta,
Clarify.
you gotta indulge.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine,
you gotta,
fine,
you gotta
fine,
finish
fine.
it up. Wrap it up.
Right.
Did anybody
Let's
even like Pride?
get to what I'm trying to say.
I like Pride.
I like Pride.
Both of them, as separate characters, are not very strong, but them as one character is a really good character.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I would disagree.
I think Greed by himself is pretty good, but I don't really.
I think
Ling's-
Ling by himself is very good. The minute Ling was introduced, he became my favorite.
Ling is just Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Not
mean-
at all.
Link's not necessarily a bad character. I think he would have been outshined by himself. Greed, on the other hand, was a really good character by himself. So, I mean,
We didn't really
feel
get
like-
to see too much of regular just Greed though. So
I feel like Greed had a little bit of character development once, like, Greedling, like,
the end of
ended.
the show, he had fat.
Yeah,
character development.
Yeah, but Link, like, Greed pretty much carried Link up until the end, in my opinion. So, I
Yeah.
mean, Greedling's really good. I love Pride also.
We're just
Kinda like-
comparing Greedling. We're not even talking
I
about
know. Poor
Yeah.
Pride.
Nobody cares about
Pride-
Pride.
Pride
Reflects
is
the
probably-
sweep.
Pride is one of the strongest homunculi though.
Pride is
Yeah.
my least favorite homunculi.
He's up there
Jaden,
probably against
Don't you claim that he's not very prideful?
I don't believe he is very prideful.
How?
I was
How?
looking for it. I was looking for it when I watched it, and I just couldn't
He's
find.
a child.
When he was
He's
finding all those people, like, in the
retarded.
village, he was just, like, just toying with them. Like, Hohenheim and Edward and the Chimera people. He
Alphonse?
was just toying. Yeah, he was just toying with them.
Now, I will admit, I did like the scene where he trapped himself and Alphonse inside of the wall and then just did the freaking Dewey Decimal System thing, clicking on the helmet.
What?
I don't remember what it's called.
Hmm.
SOS?
Code.
Morse code.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The Dewey Decimal System.
That was a good brain plan. I was so confused.
Okay.
That was wonderful.
All right, so let's just go ahead and
So-
give 5 votes to
Well, can
Greenland.
somebody catch me up? What's exactly is Pride's power? Is it like shadows?
Shadows.
Yeah.
Just imagine Shikamaru on steroids.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, that is pretty busted. But it has to go to Greenling. So I think
Yeah.
that's all
Easily.
agreement. 5-0. Greenling.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't even get Pride of Pity vote. Greeling's that good.
Next is
Yeah.
Olivia Mira Armstrong versus Alex Louise Armstrong.
Tough. That's really tough.
Olivier is a woman.
I feel like
She is
she's
a woman.
She's just kind of cool. She doesn't. I mean, she does do stuff, but
Yeah, she just has that cool, which personifies with where she lives in the cold.
Well, I would say like they were pretty even for me throughout the whole series, but when Alex fought Sloth, he just shot up for me.
Yeah.
Such
He's
a
a-
man.
he's a lot more likable in my opinion.
Alex is
I
a lot
know.
more likable. He's in the story a lot more.
Yeah.
His
Well,
freaking
just
scene,
because he's in the story from the beginning.
He has a mustache.
his scene with the teacher's husband, and him just shaking hands.
What's his
giving
name?
a hot
Sid?
girl.
Him and Sid? Just
Yeah.
flex,
Yeah,
having the flex off. Oh, man.
I love that. Anime doesn't make me laugh very much, but I giggled at that.
It did make me giggle.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna make a case for Olivier.
Go ahead.
She's
Go
just
for it.
so cool. It's like she's basically. I know I'm probably gonna catch heat for this, but I want to compare her to Erwin from Attack on Titan.
You're catching heat.
I don't know if
You're
I-
catching heat.
I don't know. I don't know
Erwin.
if I'm right or wrong. I don't think she's canon. I don't think she's in the manga. I think I'm wrong, but I don't know. I think I heard that somewhere.
I
She's
think that's
just so
wrong.
powerful, and the way that she has like, you know that she's like a dope character because she has like the respect of her entire troop, and like you don't just get that kind of respect being some knockoff. Like you know she's strong.
I
she's
mean,
just like-
every knockoff general in anime would prove you wrong. But
I mean that's true.
And she did nothing against
I need
Sloth.
another roll with my cell phone.
She was getting
Do you guys
thrown
remember the
around.
fight when she literally just threw Armstrong around like a rag doll?
Nope.
That's because Alex was scared of her, though.
yeah.
Rightfully so.
Wait,
If
wasn't
you're
it-
making Alex Louise Armstrong afraid, you have to be.
That's his
Super
big
duper
sister, though. That's the only
baller.
reason.
Yeah.
He was
I just-
I think
respecting.
Olivia's only like character is like if you just break it down is she is scary and she is independent.
I mean, I do like the independent scary archetype. It's kind of it's new,
I like it too.
but
I like it too.
She kind of reminds me of Annie, honestly. Like, she's kind of cool, but she don't really do too much. Annie
Yeah.
from Attack on Titan.
I
Not
feel-
even...
And he's
Same
cool
too.
though.
And he's pretty
You
cool.
know what I did? I was going to compare her to Edward and Al's teacher. I just realized their teacher is not on this bracket. What were you doing, Jordan?
yeah. Why are some other
Their
characters?
teacher-
above
Their teacher would have been on the bracket, but there was one other character that deserved to be on the bracket more.
You put Sloth on here.
them?
We should get
In
some
front.
right now and we'll move on.
Wait, okay, so everybody for Alex Louise or is Jordan?
It is Alex.
I'm voting for Olivier.
Okay,
All right. 4-1.
All right,
Alex, baby.
Alex.
Alex, Escanor boy.
Alex.
Okay, 4-1. Okay. Just silence.
I just looked at it.
Okay, so Winry versus Mei Chang. Mei Chang.
So
Yep.
pretty much, really
Can I
cool
speak?
side character
No.
who introduced Alka history, or a Los Santos Customs that can get pregnant.
Hold on. Stop talking. You're not gonna deface Winry Rockbell like that.
She
Winry
literally,
Rockbell's such
she
a
literally
good
lost the win
character.
in the opening.
Best
Just
part of
her-
what?
her
I'm
weak
pretty sure
legs
that
and the-
whole baby scene, that whole baby episode, is not canon. I'm like pretty sure.
But that wasn't a good episode, so it doesn't matter. Alphonse and Edward would not be able to do anything if it weren't for Winry. She literally drives the plot with Scar single-handedly.
For 3
Might I
episodes.
if that.
Scar's entire mental processing happens because he killed her parents. And she didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
pretty
I feel-
sure
okay,
it's probably
okay,
because
okay.
of the war.
And his
Tell
brother
me-
getting destroyed, and then him waking up with his brother's arm.
Tell me
Screaming.
that
Wait a minute,
the
this
scene
isn't my arm.
where Winry points the gun at Scar and decides not to shoot is not one of the best scenes of the show.
It wouldn't have
It's
done
not.
anything.
Okay, honestly,
What do you mean
okay,
it would
Jordan.
have done anything? It would have killed Scar.
No, he probably would have called it.
Probably
Like a man.
just did something.
He was
cool.
he was prepared. He was prepared to die right in that moment.
Yeah,
He was going to
really
let her
prepared to
kill
die,
him.
honestly.
Okay,
I
okay.
agree with
What did
Jordan.
May
Actually,
do?
I agree with Jordan.
Can I say something? I feel like Winry doesn't even really have a character. I feel like her only like role in the show is to either push the plot forward or develop another character. Example one, to push the plot forward, when Edward literally needs repairs. You see Winry.
Does that really push the plot forward? I mean, Edward could
I
just
mean,
walk
could
into any
literally-
mechanics.
yeah.
You can't use this auto mail in the cold. You gotta get
Yeah.
that. And then
Okay,
like
but-
with Scar,
Bro, you looking rusty.
Your argument is
that helps
invalid.
develop Scar's character. And she pushes character forward. I feel like she doesn't have any character development outside of that one scene.
And you're saying that May does.
May, I feel like May is a much more integral character.
May's
Yeah.
kind of
No.
cool. May's kind
What
of
did
cool.
May do? May did nothing.
Jordan, she literally introduced Alka history into the show.
Okay,
When
Winry
Father
Rockefeller
just
introduced
took
the
away-
engineering into the show.
When
She
Father,
basically made it so Ed could beat Father at the end of the show. Gave him that arm.
But hey, guess
Well,
what?
that's not really
Like,
fair
by
because now you
eating
guys
that.
are like, you're praising May for something, pushing the plot forward by giving Al Edward some sort of plot device to
Yeah,
make him strong
May's
enough,
cool.
and then you're bashing on
Winry for
Winry
doing the
because
exact
he's
same
building
thing.
arms and making Edward stronger. by,
Winry
like,
does not
abusing
do
him, right?
anything after she almost shoots Scar. I do not remember
But May
any other
does it
scene
better.
with her.
The hostage situation? That's
so you're
nothing?
saying her being a damsel in distress?
Bro,
Pushes
Princess
the
Peach
plot
is a
forward.
solid character, bro. It was
They
really
would've
about
never
motivation in
gotten-
Mario.
If Winry would have never been the hostage, Edward would have never got there. Edward would have freaked out, and then the whole operation would have just blown up, and they would be dead right now. They would all be dead.
Jordan.
I like May's
So you remember
alchemy.
Mao Chang was just like in every episode, have you seen my cat? That was pretty. that was pretty funny. And I just enjoy her a lot more.
I
than
like
her.
May's
Like whenever I
alchemy.
see, kind of
Yeah.
I am
like,
grabbing my Winry Rock Bell pop figure right now, and I'm clasping
Oh,
onto it. The Wevo
wow.
Winry.
God, I think you just lost Owensville too.
4-1? 4-1 anyone?
Or 1-3-2.
No, I don't even remember May. I didn't remember May was a character until like a month ago, so
She's cool.
I'm just gonna pick Winry just
Because
'cause.
she doesn't do anything.
Jordan, Winry does nothing
Uh,
except have babies.
Yeah, it's basically
stuff.
useless character versus useless character at this point. But
Yeah.
I feel
Who's
like
more useless?
Mei Chang has stuff going on with Scar, stuff going on with Alphonse, even stuff going on with Edward. So
Okay.
I mean, Winry, all she has is the best friend method going on, the Los Santos method going on,
And then like
and then never see.
May's like final goal to find the Philosopher's Stone because her family had literally no power and she was trying to bring like honor and power back to her family.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And
And
she
they
failed.
sent like a little girl into like a whole nother country.
You know,
They didn't send the little girl.
But
She
then-
went on
but
her
then
own.
when-
She's stupid. She
I-
should be dead.
I gotta go as
But
far
then
as to say
Winry cries
Winry
a
cries.
lot and does nothing.
What's that ending with Winry just walking? I swear there's an ending where Winry.
Ending 3.
I
most
like
useless ending
Winry
of
better
all.
than and ending 3 better than the entire show. But
I'm just
To be-
thought.
I honestly have something kind of controversial. I think
Why
I
not?
like May better than regular Ling. Like they're both origining from wherever they're from, China or whatever. But
They're about equal for me.
Jing,
I don't know.
what type of drugs, Jaden, what type of drugs did you take before this podcast?
He said Link.
Ling?
No,
I say-
Jing
I
is
say-
the place they're from.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched the
say,
show
like,
since like 7th grade.
pre-Ling.
So
I say like pre-Greedling, like before he became Greedling, is about equal with May, but like post-Greedling, he's a lot better character. So
I don't like the way this
Yeah.
discussion is going. Let's get back to Winry.
How
there's
about we
nothing
just
to get back to.
do it
There's
as
nothing
two
to get
useless
back to.
characters?
Okay,
All right,
so
well, I'm over
I
May.
agree.
I think that's 3-2 for me.
Definitely May.
Wait,
Yeah. Oh, Jordan's about to get
Yeah.
heartbroken twice. Okay, Jordan.
this is Karate all over again.
Okay, Jordan.
Is this even debatable?
It's not.
No, Jordan, I want to hear your argument.
Yeah, we literally spent
Alright.
like an hour roasting Jordan like a few weeks ago when he watched the show for liking Sloth more than Wrath. But go on.
Sloth versus Wrath. I personally do not like Wrath's character.
Why?
I think that Wrath is boring. I think Wrath is, oh, I'm a big bad monster stereotype that
That's
literally
Sloth!
does
That's Sloth!
nothing.
Bang.
I
Wrath
literally-
does nothing through the entire show. He
Sloth?
just is there.
Sloth?
He is present.
At least Wrath is there.
Bro,
Wrath
I'll
really
dig
has
this tunnel for
fucking-
30 years.
There wasn't a single scene with Fear King Bradley that made me say, huh,
When he
Sloth had
freaking
2
stabbed-
scenes, and
he
both of
stabbed
Sloth's
that
scenes
shit
made me
throughout
say,
the
huh,
whole- that was so
I'm really
cool.
liking this.
So, Jordan, you're telling me when Raph was fighting Scar and he was literally challenging his beliefs, where's your God, Hunt? Where's your God now? All the people I've killed, I've never been punished. Where's your God
So
now? The God you
cool.
believed in for so long.
So cool.
He,
Or like
he,
when
he
they-
was just
when,
so
like-
menacing.
I know. And then, like, at the very end when, like, he was about to kill Scar and then, like, the light shined through off his sword and, like, blinded him for a second. The irony, like, he didn't believe in God or anything, but it was kind of like divine intervention and divine punishment at the end of the show where he just died.
I just love
Or,
that scene
or
downstairs.
King Bradley
It
literally was, like, the evil person throughout the whole show, but when he died, people celebrated him as a martyr.
It would have been better if you didn't know he was evil, but I could tell he was evil from the first scene he was in. I'm like, okay, well, this guy's going to end up being evil. Boring. I've seen this
he
7,000
wasn't
times
trying
before.
to hide it.
But it wasn't really that big of a reveal. Like, the show didn't
It's
literally
not
play
like,
it
it's
off
not
as
like
something.
the
I
show
feel like
wasn't making
if
you
they-
feel stupid.
Well, to be fair, the reason why King Bradley was so obvious in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was because they already revealed that King Bradley was evil in Full Metal Alchemist. So they were like, oh, we released a show 40 years later. We might as well just give him the information already.
Skip
Yeah.
this garbage and get
I
the
mean-
new stuff.
I guess I can see that, but I don't know. Sloth
I
made me
love
giggle.
them.
Sloth made me feel joy inside my heart every time he said pain. And his
Alright.
fight with the Armstrongs was amazing.
All right, moving on. We don't even need to say the ranks. Moving on.
Wait a minute. No, we got to vote.
No, we don't.
Wrath.
I
Wrath.
vote for Sloth.
Wrath.
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 Oh my god. I hope
You
someone
knew,
gets
you
one.
knew
even
this was
said-
gonna
You
happen.
even say at the beginning of the video, we only got 15 characters in this bracket. You didn't even give him a chance.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
sorry, Sloth.
this is probably gonna be the roughest one, I'd say.
This
Roy,
is the this
Roy
is the roughest
Mustang
one. This one
versus
hurt.
Scar.
I did this on purpose.
This could have been like a
I
final,
objectively-
honestly.
Yeah. This is.
I know my answer already, but it's just gonna hurt to say it.
Honestly, prediction, I feel like this is going to be a sweep.
Probably.
Let me just make
Probably.
an argument for what's his name? Crap, Scar
Scar.
again.
Yeah.
Scar, because everyone's already thinking Roy Mustang. Even I am.
Yeah.
But he, compared to Roy,
It's
he has
not.
way more character development. Well, actually, no,
Roy
not
was
even
I wouldn't
that.
say
revenge
that
fetish.
either.
His revenge. Well, his story was more sort of prevalent, while Roy's story is more like it was just driven by Mayhew's death.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like that quite a lot, actually. Never mind. My counter argument just
It's
Went on, but
dissolved.
Yeah,
It's okay. I appreciate the try.
like seeing wasn't Scar like in episode 1 or 2? Episode 1. Well, seeing like from where Scar started at to where he ended off at was beautiful writing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Roy had so many moments in that show.
He's so
And I just
likable.
wanted
Yeah.
to, like the one moment where he was talking to Riza, it's a terrible day for rain, and he just was, and then Riza's
not
like,
raining.
"It's not raining outside." He just starts crying.
Oh god.
Dang.
Oh,
I
oh,
did love that.
Envy, when he fought Lust, became blind. When he just so he has so many pivotal moments in that show.
The entire
Oh,
fight with
God.
Envy.
When he goes blind and he goes, "Who turned the lights off? Someone turn on the lights."
Oh god,
What
it's
do you
so
mean?
painful.
The lights aren't
That's,
off.
that's another thing Raptor was awesome. Just made him do it. Yeah, I don't even know the term for it. You get where I'm coming at.
Yeah, I feel you. So, yeah, I mean, Scar's really good. It's really painful to just hear Scar get plowed like this.
Yeah, it's
but
not like
his power is cool.
It's not like Scar's fault. Roy's just such a well-written character.
Like, right when I first saw Roy, like, his just presence alone on, like, the first episode, I just knew he was going to be one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, and even if Scar was against, like, even the main protagonist, Edward, I would say we have a better chance, but Roy's just Roy. Roy's our boy.
I feel like Scar is more comparable to Edward, and it would actually be a better...
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say this. When I first was introduced to Scar, I hated him. For one reason alone. That was an emotional episode.
Winry! He hurt Winry!
No. I didn't like Scar because of the whole Nina
killed
situation.
Nina, yeah.
Really?
That upset me. At first.
He put her
At
out
first.
of her misery.
I understand
Yeah,
it.
I actually cheered Scar on when he
Yeah.
killed Nina.
He just
the
put her out of her
dog.
I
misery because she
screamed
was
at my
all
television.
alone. Did you want her to be
But-
alive and suffering?
No, I didn't
True.
think about it like that. I thought about it like,
animal abuse.
this is a person. You're killing a person. Don't kill the
Dude,
person.
well,
And I
yeah,
realized,
At that point, it wasn't a person.
Yeah, is the dad really a person at that point? Just turned his own daughter into that.
I wasn't talking about the dad. I was talking about Nina.
Well, she was obviously suffering. What was she gonna do if the dad died?
Yeah,
Just
that
was-
walk
the
away?
dad
I was just
gone.
hoping that Edward and Alphonse would come back and give her some sort of refuge.
Now that entire part in the
It was the
original
Big Boy
Full
Show.
Alchemist did it way better, honestly, than Brotherhood.
Well, the
Yeah,
Full
well,
Alchemist, yeah.
they spent more time on it. It was just way better.
It was
I
Well,
heard-
I mean,
They really
feel like-
rushed it in Brotherhood.
I feel like in Brotherhood, you could kind of see it. I mean, you can kind of see,
yeah.
what was his name, Tucker, kind of like delving more into madness, and he's just like, I gotta give the state, I gotta give them something to, let me keep my job over. And I was just like, yeah, Nina's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, it wasn't really
But I
like,
already knew.
it was pretty predictable, but it was still like shocking.
Yeah, but like when you saw like
You're like, damn, he actually
Mary and
did it.
Nina, I was like, oh
the
my
man
god.
actually did it. He's gone
I
and done
didn't
it.
predict it.
I think
And then-
that's a defining moment for the show too. It's like this show's hard.
Yeah,
It's-
like
it's
one,
not
one
TV
of
show.
like one of the scenes we talk about the most is that Nina Tucker episode. It is just one episode. Like you guys said, like it maybe it would be better in Fullmetal Alchemist if it spanned over the time, but that one episode has a lot of emotion packed into it.
Episode
I
4.
think it's pretty solid. And it's a good introduction. It's on episode 4. It's early on. You kind of prep yourself
man,
for what's going on.
I
Big
watched that
boy
episode
show.
on Easter.
This is what the show is.
Okay, so are we gonna do our votes?
Back on topic, Royce.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Roy.
Yeah,
Roy.
Roy.
Hate to say it.
Roy.
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, you gotta give Scar a pity vote.
I can't. I love Roy.
5-0. Bro, this is gonna be one of the hardest ones.
I said it was gonna be a sweep.
Okay.
This is like if last week we had JoJo's in the opening bracket. This is pretty much what happened.
This next one is also gonna be. This one's gonna be really hard because it's two characters that are completely.
I've got my own. I've got my
Wait
own
a
opinions,
second.
but
Did you just say Riza or Envy were completely
Wait.
useless? Wait a darn minute.
wait, did you say
Wait,
useless, Jordan, or did you say useful?
Useful. That's what you would say, right?
Yeah, you have to say useful, right?
Useful. You don't like
Look,
Reason?
what did either of these characters do? Envy was just a punching bag for Roy Mustang.
Women in anime.
Literally.
Yeah, Riza's one
Roy
of the strongest
Mustang
women.
wouldn't have his fire alchemy or be a character without Riza.
She was just, oh my god, she was just helping him in the final battle, just helping him navigate where where he should shoot
Oh,
his
wait.
shots.
Question. So Riza's a support character?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Reason's
Oh,
a cool
so-
support character.
We can go back and move Winry on then, right?
No.
Because
No.
Riza
Riza
is
is Roy
in
Mustang's
the,
Winry.
but Riza's in the
No.
story more
Riza
prevalent. She does more.
Riza actually has like a backstory. She actually has
Has
a
character.
character.
She just-
And Winry
Yeah.
doesn't?
No.
Alright, let's
Reason-
just not bring up
Seeing
Winry right
Riza-
now.
seeing Riza like snipe
She
little
already
kids
lost.
during the war and seeing how she dealt with that.
I
Just
feel
that
like
one
if
episode was
Winry
better
actually
than anything
fought,
Winry did.
if Winry actually fought, she'd be a little bit better. But Riza just uses freaking guns when there's alchemy going on everywhere. It's so cool. Just
I don't understand why you guys think Riza's so cool. She's not.
she's such a strong character. I just like the scene where she breaks down just right before Lust,
She
and
literally
then
has the secret to fire alchemy on her back.
on her back, just she has her whole backstory with Roy and what's that country? Ishval? Is that the one?
Ishval,
where-
yep.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
But Envy's pretty good too. I'm not really a big fan.
I
of,
like Envy.
I'm not a big fan of Envy's CGI dog.
Yeah.
It looks
I
kind of.
mean,
That does
yeah,
look great.
Envy's an amazing character.
I mean,
you
like
know,
it took me so long.
Yeah.
It took me very long to figure out that he was a boy
yep.
because he's wearing a sports.
You know
bra.
what?
I like
Now that I think about it-
Gluttony though. And Gluttony's
Now that I think about it,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Envy's not useless. Envy's my second favorite homunculi.
What's your first?
He doesn't do much.
but
Three.
but
He went from
Winry's
Envy went from useless to like top 2 homunculi in the span of 30 seconds.
Well, okay, because I thought about it more. I definitely
say-
forgot about the scene inside of Gluttony. And the scene where he's in the jar with May, and the breakdown that Envy has. And the entire, it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, that's what I was
Envy
saying.
killed Hugh.
Envy, like when they kind of figured out like Envy was jealous of humans, even though he looked so down upon humans because he was jealous of humans. Really, I was like, wow, that's like a big brain play right
I
there.
don't know. They kind of had to tell you that though. I would have preferred
Yeah,
them to. I would have preferred me to figure it out myself, but they literally had to like push it onto you and tell you.
Yeah.
They didn't
I feel
really,
like-
though.
because
I
I
I
wish
wouldn't
they
know.
maybe had like a monologue, possibly. They could like made that a little bit better, or it was like developed over a long time.
I honestly just wanted Mustang to step on him and kill him.
Yeah, I was like, you pathetic scumbag. I
I say
really
something?
wanted Roy to just burn.
Disregard everything I said about Envy being useless. I'm going to walk you down an Envy timeline real quick.
All right, go
Envy
ahead.
kills Hughes. Hughes was my
Yep.
favorite character.
I don't care about
hated
Hughes.
Envy. Listen. I hated
You
Envy
hated
at the
Hughes?
time. Wait,
Was that
what?
to me?
Yeah.
He's likable and he's a dad,
He's
but
like-
then
he's
he's
likable.
dead.
Mace Hughes
I mean,
was my
I-
favorite character in the
with
show
the-
before he died.
With the amount of time he had, I think he did a lot. So, and he was kind of like the show was really like hardcore military. I feel like he was more of like that slice of life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's like
was
a slice of life relief kind of.
Then he ruined it because he died.
Gotta get back to my daughter. Gotta
Father
get home
figure-
soon to get back to my daughter.
You know, I think
Yeah.
when I made the bracket and I put these two up against each other, I thought about the scene where it's Riza versus Envy pretty much, and they're in the hallway because that episode kind of duped my brain for a second when it's
Oh, that's a
See
big
Roy and
Riza.
Yeah,
Riza.
I was about to
and
say
Riza
that.
goes.
That's a big Riza
Lieutenant.
play right there.
That was dope. That was dope.
I
I will
love
admit
Lieutenant,
that.
you call me by my real
My
name.
first
Warlock.
name.
Really? I lied.
Just
that
shoots her in the
was cool.
face.
Easily even better. Though.
Oh my god! I know. I feel like in the pivotal fight with Roy versus Envy, Riza still shines through better than Envy in that fight. And she's
Because
not,
it was an Envy squash fest.
It's not even.
I was-
Envy almost lost to a girl just blasting her.
Why do you
with
have
a
so
shotgun.
many guns? God, so cool.
I don't usually like basic gun people, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
he just does it good.
she just does it good. Just very strong female character. Yeah, she's kind of side fiddler Roy. I mean,
Yeah.
she has kind of that Roy thing going on, but she has some of her own, enough of her own character and her own
She
personality
hugs
that I
her
feel
dog
like
in an opening.
she hugs her dog. That I feel like she
And
shines
she
through.
And she cries on my bed.
That dog is better than Sloth.
Hayato?
Alright.
Hayato? Okay,
All right,
so
I think it's time for us to vote.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
voting for
vote for
Riza.
Riza.
Riza,
Riza.
Aaron.
Only because
my God.
Envy was not a likable character at all until
I
like
disagree.
I
towards
like
the end.
I like.
I
him,
really
but
liked Envy. I liked Envy a lot.
I
I didn't like it. I didn't like Envy until they went into the fake Door of Truth and Gluttony. So like, till like episode 30ish, 40ish,
I
30ish.
did like when like she was going insane, just mocking Roy. Just you should have saw him when his own wife killed him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say that for the next Roy discussion, but yeah, just you should have saw him when I turned to his wife and then I killed him.
It's so cool.
You would dare hurt your own friend? He's like, he was just dead.
he was very sadistic.
Just a copy.
Okay.
He was
blowing
so
him
cool
away.
though.
Hohenheim versus.
Did I really say he was
Father.
useless? Oh gosh.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Hohenheim and Father.
Yeah.
It's the battle of the dads.
Father
I
doesn't have a character.
I don't
Hohenheim.
really remember these characters that much. Gonna be
Father
honest.
does not have a character. Hohenheim. If we're talking about like just the father
I mean,
character,
one
or
would
are we
not
talking
be the
about
main
like
character.
homunculi?
I think the
Including
homunculi too.
including homunculi.
Okay.
Dwarf in the flask.
Yeah. Still
I
father.
think the whole concept, how you think, his father is, Hohenheim's bad the entire show, but he's actually
Yeah.
been eating
Yeah.
on the entire country.
That was a solid bamboozle.
I definitely thought Hohenheim was father up until they revealed that he wasn't.
That backstory was really good too. I mean, Father just had so many epic gamer moments. Just when he was
I feel like
fighting.
Father was cool when he was a dwarf in a flask. He was better, but then he just kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I
Yeah.
mean, it makes sense for him not to have a character because he literally.
because
doesn't
all,
have any
all,
emotion.
yeah, all his emotions were homunculus, which makes sense. But it's like,
Yeah.
but I don't like
I
him
don't
that
know.
much.
Yeah.
And
Hohenheim
then he
is just-
turns Super
yeah.
Saiyan at the end. I'm like, okay.
I think it kind of would have been cool. What about if like all the homunculi like, just joined with Father and he got his emotions back?
became a freak.
Inside Out.
That'd have been
Full
cool.
Metal Alchemist edition.
Just
That'd be
imagine
cool.
just Pride's shadow power and Wrath's sword or eye
Wait.
just busted.
Does he
Wrath
get Greed back
Sharingan.
too? And if he gets Greed back, does he get Link?
No.
Wait, I mean,
no.
why is this a discussion? Why is this even
I don't
matter?
know, but it's cool. It's cool to think about. Anyway,
Just
I'm just
imagine
gonna throw in my
Father
vote for
with Sharingan.
Hohenheim because I don't really have much to say
I
about
like
this.
Hohenheim.
Oh,
Wait.
Then Hohenheim dies at the grave, just turns
Yeah,
gray.
that
It's
was
so
a really good
cool.
scene. He was just smiling. Or like
can I
that
say
one
something
scene
about
where
Father before he gets absolutely destroyed by all of us?
go for
Yeah.
it.
I really liked when the dwarf in the flask ate the sun. That was cool. That's all I have to say.
I was like, what?
He tried to eat God.
I do like.
But I'm
the
going
end
for
that God
Hohenheim as well.
yeeted on him.
You
Why is
know, I was
God not-
so
Why is God
confused.
not in this tier list?
I actually liked God.
That's like one of the coolest.
I was
concepts
so
of the
confused
show,
when that
honestly.
happened.
Okay.
I was like, the show over? Is everything done?
Why am I devouring God?
Okay, is that 5-0 sweep for Hohenheim?
I'm gonna vote for Hohenheim, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I was
Okay. Okay, we're on the next section. Edward versus Greedling.
This is tough. Oh man, this is tough.
My favorite characters against each other.
Reeling is amazing, but I don't. Edward just. Oh god, I think I'm gonna go for Edward. I don't know why, like that one scene Edward had when he made his body a living Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
It just keeps appearing in my head. I don't know. I don't know. Like
I think
going
I
back
like
to what I said
Greedling
earlier, I just
better.
think Edward's just really a perfect main character. And while
Edward's
I love
the-
Greedling, Edward just. I don't know. Edward has.
I like the
place in my heart.
scene where like Greedling. Does anybody remember the scene where Greedling was telling Ed that like greed doesn't have to be a bad thing?
Yes.
That was a good scene
Yeah.
for that was a strong one for Greedling, but it also helped Ed a little bit too.
Let's talk about Greedling when, like, literally the last Greedling scene when he has the whole
Yeah,
monologue.
that's
and
got
talking about, like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like he realizes that he has friends and like that's all he ever wanted. And I'm like, this is actually nice.
Greedling versus
That was cool.
Wrath was really good too.
That was really good.
Greed. The original Greed versus Wrath was also very good.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't Greed just get plowed?
He
Absolutely
absolutely
wow.
destroyed by old man Raph.
Absolutely got
But he
Then
put up a
again-
fight. He put up a fight.
No,
Half
no.
of Greed, I don't really
And
care
then-
for. I care about all of it.
Ling by himself against Wrath.
I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna put my vote in for peanut butter jelly boy without the bread.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for Edward.
I think I'm gonna go
I'm
for
going
Ed.
for peanut butter jelly boy as well.
So it's up to Jordan. The
Oh,
worst.
Wait,
The worst.
Aaron, who
What?
did you vote for?
Not important. I mean,
Wait, are you actually making me decide between my two favorite
Yeah,
characters in the show?
two for
Yeah.
Ed, two for Goodling. I don't think Jordan's had a final vote yet in this whole
It makes me
podcast.
very sad. I feel like I know who he's gonna choose.
Why is my brain hurting
But
so bad?
Come on, just think about Greedling's voice compared to Ed's. Just so much.
Oh my
Wait, Jordan.
gosh.
Jordan,
Oh, that's,
you remember
that's
all
like
those
his favorite voice actor.
short jokes Edward had about him? Didn't that make you giggle a little bit? Don't you love characters that make you giggle? Yeah.
Okay, so
Remember when Ed recited the whole periodic table?
All right. So this is where my brain's at right now. On one hand, you have Edward, who in my opinion is the best protagonist of any show that I've seen.
God, why does Jordan like make these opinions? They're just like the best.
It's true.
Just hear me out.
It's
Hear
true.
me out. Hear me out. Edward is my favorite protagonist from any show that I've seen. Edward is connected to one of my favorite characters in the show, Winry. I just
Bro,
saw
he had babies with her, bro. He had babies with her.
Your baby, he's the baby maker.
Come on, man. Come on,
Edward is the best big brother in any show that I've ever seen. I
That's why you're
really
being-
do like the relationship between Edward and Alphonse. It's such a good
I feel like
relationship.
You're burying a
And
hatchet
I think
right
that the character development that Edward has throughout the entire show is just beautiful. On the other hand, you have Greed Ling. Greed Ling, the minute that I saw Ling, I knew he was going to be an amazing character. He was just great. Greed, an amazing homunculi. I really like the idea of Greed.
Like
know,
a
I
power-
would say
I like
Greed-
Greedling's design better than Edward's.
Bro,
I like
just has his eyes
Ling is my
closed all
favorite
the
design
time.
character in the entire show. I don't know what it is about me and Asians, but I just like Asians.
Asian singles near you.
No,
Then
but
again, Ed designed
Ling's
it.
voice actor is amazing. I really like
Mhm.
Ling's character. It's like where he just lays on the ground and begs for food, even though he's like this royal prince or whatever. He's humble. It's like he's down to earth. But like, I think that the
Annoying.
way that Greed and Ling go together, because Ling is the closest thing of a human to Greed's homunculi form, because I wouldn't say he's necessarily like extremely greedy, but he does want to be at the top, and he like really didn't think about what's going to happen. If he got to that
just
point.
imagine how hard it is to put two different characters together and make it work so well. Like, Edward's good, but he's just one character. Imagine having to try to put two personalities into one and make it
And that's
work.
why this is so hard, because
No,
while
but-
Edward is probably my favorite character in the show, Greed and Ling by themselves are number 2 and 3. So it's like, do I go with Edward or do I go with Ling? But I think I know who I'm going to go with.
Go
Wait,
ahead.
real quick,
And then-
before you do that, Jaden.
Yeah.
You were in Dragon Ball Z when Piccolo and Nail fused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a solid
good.
combination, but Nail disappeared forever after the series was
That
over.
made me like Piccolo less, honestly.
Yes, I can win. I feel great. I can do this.
All right, I'm going to get BJ, Aaron, I'm going to give you guys a chance to change my mind before I vote for Greed Ling.
Oh
Is
my
there anything
God.
else you have left to say?
I don't think we
That's
can change the Jordan Johnson opinion.
Too strong.
Are you going to try?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, literally anything you can think about Edward is so pivotal. When he said, "All right, guys, here's my last transmutation. Enjoy the show."
That's cool.
And then when he's talking with Truth, and Truth just like, he finally figured it out. He finally figured out the secret. And he just gave up his whole,
snatch
he just gave
that
up
door.
all of his like transmutation. Or even when he saw Alphonse's body for the first time and got pulled away by the hand and bust right back through the door.
Oh, that finger.
I'm gonna come back for you, Al. You better believe it.
Believe
Oh,
it.
this is so hard.
Greedling
I just feel-
pushes
I just feel
Wrath
like,
off the
or,
edge.
or like even when Edward like got mortally wounded by like that pipe boy and he was just dying. He's like, I gotta use my body as a philosopher's stone. He almost like killed himself. Or when he was in the false door of truth, and he had to make friends with envy and get out of it. I just feel like Edward has so many good scenes.
But he
I
has,
don't know.
to be fair, he has a lot more screen time
Yeah.
than Greedling.
So are
All
we
right.
making a Kilo versus Miriam argument right here?
Yes. Yeah, we really are.
All right. I have my decision.
All right.
this pains every single fiber in my body
Uh-oh.
to say,
Uh-oh.
but I'm giving my vote to Edward Elric.
Oh, God dang
I
it!
can't believe you convinced him. Wow.
That is
Okay.
not fair. I didn't have enough
The entire time
information.
BJ was talking, I
I
didn't pay
said
attention
nay.
to a single word that he said.
Oh my god.
I just kept thinking about all the amazing scenes that Edward's a part of, and it's because he's the main character. I get it,
That's literally what
but
BJ
he's a good
said.
main character.
BJ
No,
BJ was almost changing my opinion for a second, so it's a shame that you weren't listening.
Well, because the scenes that he was talking about and the scenes that I were thinking of were different scenes. He was talking about the scene
The end of
like
the
where
show.
Edward like fell down and I got impaled by the pipe. I was thinking of the Edward and Nina scene.
Anyway, we need to
Oh,
move on to the next
or
water.
one more scene.
Okay.
When
DJ, you won.
Edward was burying. No, I'm saying when Edward was like digging up the body and just throwing up,
Ooh.
and it was just that was such a good scene. Edward has so many good
Why was
scenes.
he throwing up though?
He was digging up his mom's. Well, it wasn't his mom, but his mom's body.
I think he was like,
Wait,
"My
wait,
mom
wait.
makes me sick." Wait a minute.
It wasn't really his mom's body, but that's what he thought at the time. He was just reliving everything that happened. He was just dying.
All right. I'm
Okay.
sorry,
All right.
Greedling. I love you. You're still an amazing
It's
character.
fair, it's
but I
fair.
gotta give it that.
Armstrong
fair, too.
versus Mei Chang.
I
I don't know
How do
why.
we go from this
Armstrong
intense
immediately.
matchup?
It always seems like the
Immediately.
bottom left side is always the weakest in all of our podcasts.
That's where
Hey,
Moral.
remember Moral?
Yeah.
Well,
Morel.
All right.
yeah.
I think we know who's gonna win this one.
Probably.
But in the last round, I said I have a thing for Asians, so I'm gonna give my vote to May.
she's like
Okay.
6.
It's like
Like
6.
that.
But okay.
I didn't mean it. It's not meant like that. I just like
You
Asian
said you
characters.
have a thing for something. That's kind of
Okay, that made it sound weird.
Anyway,
I said
let's just do the 4-1 sweep.
For once, here we go.
Yeah, for once we.
No discussion.
All right,
All
let's
right.
move on.
What is next?
Raph versus Roy.
Ooh,
Oh.
oof.
Man,
Before this is a sweep, because my
this
boy
is
Raph
also
needs
going to
his
be a
coffee.
sweep.
You guys have not said the coolest scene in the entire show, or one of the coolest scenes. When
Don't
Raph
say it,
literally
Owen.
cuts a
Say it,
tank
Owen.
shell in half, and then the tank, scared shitless, and goes back into the building while Raph is chasing him with a sword, 2 swords.
Yeah.
Owen,
Tank.
that scene
whole
was
tank.
not that cool.
What's
Jordan.
A tank was scared of a man with a metal sword.
You act like the tank is alive.
You literally
people
think
inside the
Winry
tank.
almost shooting a man.
Jordan, what would
is
you
a
do if
better
the tank was
scene than a literal 60-year-old man cutting a tank shell in half. And
Or
not
I
even-
do.
not even
I'd
a
charge him with the
not
tank.
even immortal. He's a regular old man with
Yeah.
a Sharingan,
Yeah. he's
cutting
really-
a tank
really
shell in
cool.
half.
Really, really cool.
If
But
that
we're
man
not
can cut a tank
better.
shell in half, he can cut a tank in half.
The scene in Death Note where
Wait.
Light's dad turns around and pretends to shoot Light is better than that scene.
What does that have
That's
to
a
do with
cooler scene.
anything?
That's completely different. Are you using that?
Because
like,
all
in
he does
rebuttal-
is turn around and pretend to shoot his son.
Are-
But that
are
is
you using
10
that
times
in
cooler
the
than rap.
rebuttal? Are you using that like in the rebuttal to my saying that Renry scene almost shooting Scar was worse than Rav cutting a tank shell in half? That seems completely different
BJ.
because Light was well. I'm not going to. Why are we talking about Death Note?
I don't know.
Because I'm just saying that like something simple like that is 10 times cooler than Rav cutting a shell in half because it wasn't that
much more
cool.
weight. It had a lot
Give me a
more
sword.
weight.
Give me a sword and I'll do
King,
the same.
King Bradley has a lot of.
Watch you get shot by an artillery shell, and you try to
Jordan,
cut
you would
it in half.
drop the sword and cut your foot in half.
I don't understand what's so cool about cutting a shell
It's
in
kind of
half.
rough
Literally,
because Roy Mustang doesn't really have a lot of like close fights. Usually, he's getting sweeped or he gets caught in water. While
Swept.
King Bradley does have a lot of cool sword play.
Remember when
Yeah,
Lust
I agree with that.
thought he killed him, he just sewed the freaking wound shut.
Oh,
Blasted
so
God.
cool!
He said I
Just
almost passed out from the pain.
Al was getting blasted. Riza was
he
giving.
literally burned himself to keep himself alive.
So cool.
And then carved transmutation circle
Transmutation
into his
circle in its hand.
hand.
Why did more people not do that? I never understood that.
Yeah, no, why was he
Alright,
the
Blue?
only one with gloves on? It just seems so. It's almost as good as Edward and Al's just clapping.
I thought Kimberly did something like that, didn't he? No, Kimberly always had a Philosopher's Stone. That's why he could do it without transmutation circles.
Yeah.
Armstrong had brass knuckles with them on.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh, I thought he had...
Okay.
But
The real debate should be Roy Mustang versus Thanos. Who's the best snapper?
I don't like you.
No, but Tony Stark. Tony
Oh!
Stark, bro.
We were trying to find out who has which fire is actually useful in anime. Roy Mustang's fire is destructive. It actually does what fire is supposed to do and actually
We have
burns
two
things.
different types too.
So cool.
Think about the fact.
When he goes
Do you know what
blind,
Roy's
it's-
job
it
was?
becomes explosions.
What?
Think about what Roy's job was in the military.
Yeah.
He was the guy that went and burned the bodies, the dead bodies.
Did he?
Yes, he was the.
Well,
Like, the
in
bodies
the
don't
Fallen
pronounce
War,
that.
yeah.
That's
Huh.
cool.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That was so cool.
But then
It
again,
messed him
Wrath
up a
was
lot.
falsely leading an entire country into the grave.
I wouldn't call it cool. Yeah, Wrath literally orchestrated the entire Ishvalan conflict under the order of Father.
Yeah.
He was born for that role.
But it was really Father who did the puppeteering, so.
Or even when he was
Um,
talking about Hugh's daughter and was just talking about how when she was crying, he was just so mad. He just has so many
No,
good scenes.
So
It's
cool,
for
but
Ralph
then,
is
but then
bad.
that's the exact scene from where Roy Mustang cries with the
Yeah,
or Riza.
it's Roy. I'm gonna
This
vote
is
for Roy.
probably the most difficult decision.
Yeah,
they've
this
made.
is the most difficult for me. I'd say yeah, he helps Riza's character a lot too because with no
Yeah.
Renmi or with no Roy, there would be no Riza, and Riza is one of my favorite female characters in anime. So
I think.
This is nowhere near as difficult for me as the last one was. This is a sweep. This is Roy all day.
you mean Armstrong versus Mei Chang?
Oh no, I forgot about that
Oh.
one.
I think if Wrath would beat half these characters, but it's just Roy. So
It's just Roy. He's just the man.
It's just
Oh.
Roy. Yeah, it's not even fair.
Let me say every single fight Wrath has been in so far, or in that show. So first episode, completely destroys the ice guy. Second episode, or the next fight was probably between him and first form Greed. Completely bodies Greed in the
Completely destroyed.
Yeah.
completely destroyed. And then the tank scene. We didn't talk about what happened after the tank scene, where he literally fought down Armstrong's most trusted sort of soldier, a master samurai or ninja or whatever, and then
Both of them too.
Greedling himself, as he was injured, it was
Yep.
he bodies two of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it is good, but I feel like his beatdowns aren't as satisfying as Roy's.
Yeah. Like, okay, honestly, let's just bring it all the way back when we were first watching FMA Brotherhood. And Les is just, doing her thing, just destroying everybody. And then you see Roy come, just no shirt on, clutching his side,
Oh,
barely
God.
alive, just burning her
Marry
alive.
me.
I just
I
don't.
thought Roy was gonna die.
Such a
Yeah,
man.
like I don't see
And he was
anything in that
just-
show. Maybe when he did the Envy too. Not
Yeah.
Envy.
Why- Yes.
But I
The
don't
envy
know.
scene was better
You
than
tried to
Lust.
run close to me so I wouldn't hurt myself, or I would hurt myself. Well, I have pinpoint precisioning.
So you think
And the
makes me
fact that he could do all of that with his eyes closed. Oh my gosh, so cool.
Yeah.
You mean blind?
His eyes closed. Well, it's the same
closed.
idea. It's the same idea.
Yeah, okay, John. We understand.
Okay, so is that 5-0 Roy, or is that anybody gonna vote for?
No, Raph. I think own
Roy.
that one, Raph.
Let's try to say
I'm on
something.
Roy.
I'm gonna give Wrath another pity point.
Yeah, he was good.
Okay, 3-2. Well, now we have Riza versus Hohenheim. Oh, here it is. This isn't hard for me.
All right,
It's
so
not
it's
really hard for me,
basically
Oh.
man that pretends, not even pretends, man that we think is evil for the entire show, but turns out not to be evil in the end, and then dies. Versus, look at me, I've got fire alchemy on my back.
Shut up! I love Riza.
That sounds like Winry Salt, all in the wound right there.
Yeah.
Look at me! I have a wrench.
Yeah, they
do
have babies
nothing.
with the main character.
Can
Is this
Riza just have
wife report?
babies with everybody?
And what even makes it better about Riza is her and Roy literally could never be together because if they were ever to get married or anything, they wouldn't be able to serve under each other.
Mm-hmm. It's very rough.
Dang.
Just the first episode, just, why do you do this job? For the man I love. So cool.
Wait, I don't understand your logic there. Why couldn't they serve under each other?
Because that's
Because-
how
Because
it
they're...
works.
That's
Wow.
how military works.
Can't do that.
Can't, that's gay. That's gay.
That's dumb.
Yeah, if you're married, you can't.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You just
I don't understand why.
being so.
Bro, I'm gonna bring my
Gotta keep the emotions
I'm gonna
out
bring my
more.
husbando from private to major general.
Yeah, I think it brings a lot of bias into it.
You're not going to war because I love you and I don't want you to die.
Haven't you ever played Fire Emblem?
How
That's
is
not
that
real.
in any way
Please,
related to
please.
military?
Let's not start a fire and talk right now.
Alright,
It's too
anyway,
weird, bro.
anyway, let's just.
That's my cousin.
Why am I marrying my cousin and brother? Okay.
We haven't talked about Hohenheim once.
Screw it.
Nobody
Heck
cares about
home.
Hohenheim.
We're still on Winry and friggin'.
Heck home.
Fire Emblem incest.
I'm not letting Winry die.
She's got guns.
She's gonna
Riza's
be
got
lost. She's not
guns.
dying.
I mean,
I'm voting for
Hohenheim was a
Riza.
Cool moment.
I'm voting.
Wait,
I actually like
All,
I actually like Riza more, but I think Hohenheim's a better character.
all I remember from Hohenheim is just his backstory. I don't really remember him too much.
I mean, he had a lot of moments. Well, with Alphonse and
He was-
him, when he was like, "Alphonse,
Yeah.
you gotta do it. You gotta get out of here." And Alphonse was like, "No, Dad."
He was kind of doing stuff on his own, but it was like important stuff, so he wasn't
Yeah.
useless by any
Mm-hmm,
means.
mm-hmm. I agree.
I mean, didn't
But I like
didn't
Riza.
Hohenheim literally bring Alka history into like the East?
Yeah. I'm pretty
Because they were
sure.
talking about a golden man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Came out
Yeah.
of Hohenheim.
To be fair, Riza does break Roy out of his revenge mode because Roy probably definitely would have killed Envy.
And can we
if she
talk
was
about
alive.
how Riza literally gave Roy coordinates when he was blind?
Yeah.
on how-
Or
Oh, it was so cool.
when when Father was trying to absorb Hohenheim, and then like he just revealed how he had like made relationships with every single soul inside of his body.
These boys.
I've made friends with the souls inside my body. You can never beat us.
I don't know
That's
why,
a
but
man
just
sleep.
for some reason, just Riza shooting guns is so memorable to me. Just that she was shooting guns at that chopper boy.
She doesn't even really win ever.
She doesn't. But then Mora
I think the
Mustang
only
comes
reason-
in.
The only
But
reason
she
I'm
doesn't.
going for
She doesn't
Hohenheim-
win the best.
Yeah.
Because
The
she
only
has
I
reason
just
I'm
don't
guns.
going for Hohenheim is- Go for it.
I don't like hearing this argument.
Riza.
Riza is basically Winry for Roy Mustang.
No.
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 It makes me
a
sick
bad-
that everybody's praised.
If
better in
Winry-
every element.
if Winry was with Ed the whole time and had
Yeah, I
powers
would
or
say,
something to fight against
And was a cool character.
and
Okay.
didn't have the best friend trope, then I would.
But it
Neighborhood.
It didn't
girl.
make sense for Winry to be in the story the entire time.
She's literally his
She
mechanic.
sucks.
I
Well,
feel
talk
like that was
about-
very justified for her to be with him. If
She
she's
can't
literally
even
fixing
fend
his
for
body
herself.
parts.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this another time. We'll save it for another podcast.
I think the only reason I'm voting for Hohenheim, they're about equal for me, but just like the very end scene when he's just smiling at the mom's grave, kind of put him
That's
over a
pretty
little
good.
bit.
I
Yeah, really
gotta
good.
go for women power here. I'm an advocate.
There you
Riza
go.
had,
Woman
Riza had
and
more
I'd
anime.
agree with
time.
that.
I vote for Riza as well.
Riza.
I'm gonna go for Hohenheim.
I think Jordan's for Hohenheim, isn't he?
Owen,
No, he
who
said
are you
Riza.
for?
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, Riza.
Yes!
I'm also for Riza.
Woo!
oh,
That was
sorry.
close.
Well, he got pivotal. He got pivotal.
Complain about it the entire time, then vote for it. Oh yeah.
Because I don't care for Hohenheim. I just, it's not that I'm complaining about Riza.
Moving on.
It's just Winry deserves
Ed versus Armstrong.
Why is it just morale?
Armstrong just morale.
It's the morale situation.
Armstrong's so
Hey, we gotta
likable,
focus
but
that. We gotta
Edward-
focus that bottom left category next time we make a bracket.
It's
What was the
literally
bottom-
exact
So, last time the bottom left was
Morel
Cowboy
fought-
Bebop and
It was
No, that was
it was
Right.
Death Note versus Mob Psycho. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was Evangelion and Bebop.
Yeah, well,
Cowboy Bebop.
You're
That
right.
was pretty solid. But let me say something about Alex before he gets absolutely curb stomped. He punches rocks, and that's cool.
He is a likable man.
He
I
was
actually
big
he is more likable
and
than
straight.
Edward for me, to be honest.
No.
Oops.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think he
difficult.
is.
I don't know if I can. I don't even know if I can say a word about that.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not gonna say anything about that, Jaden.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I
It'll
would-
that's
physically hurt me
tough.
if I pick.
Edward's objectively.
I just don't
very
like. I think the worst part for me is just Edward's voice actor just annoys me.
On the
that's-
contrary, Edward's voice actor is one of my favorite voice actors in the show.
It's very
Who
unfortunate.
is he?
Well, let's vote.
But wait, hold on. Jordan, do you like Raph's voice actor?
When
That's the only thing I like about Wrath.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going for Edward.
Edward.
I'm voting for Edward.
Much needs to be said.
Edward.
I'm gonna give it
Elric.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it to Armstrong to make
I
a
think I know what the finals gonna be looking like. Oh God.
Speaking
No
of the finals, let's go over to the other side.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, I don't want to
One
do
more
this one. They're lovers. They're lovers. She
well,
isn't she the one who gives him his eyes back, or a philosopher's stone to?
No,
Get his eyes.
That's
the
Marco.
One
Was
doctor, Dr. Marco.
Ah, okay.
I like how Ed's the entire time. I refuse to use it. First time Roy gets it.
Yeet.
Well, I feel like the reason for
Well,
that
he
was
is a reason. He said he's like, if you want to lead a country for the greater good, you must see or something. I don't know.
You must
oh,
have a
like,
vision.
his eyes without consent.
Something about like he has to see the country he creates or something.
Yeah. But to like put into perspective, Edward kind of made a bad decision, and that's why he would never use tones for it. Roy just got forced. So I feel like it counts. I feel like it doesn't really
That's
count.
true.
It doesn't count.
It wasn't
Roy
his
got
fault,
raped.
honestly.
He literally just pride just pulling it down with the shadows, and Raph just.
Ed was being selfish. Roy was getting raped.
Leave Roy alone. Stop Roy abuse.
But if they were in Alabama, bro, that wouldn't be allowed.
Nah, bruh. Nope. That's pretty much just. That's like Philosopher's Stone abortion right there. Can't do that.
Wait, I don't.
We're getting a little
Oh.
off topic here.
How do we get
This sucks. I don't want to just instantly vote Roy because Riza is my favorite female character in anime. But manly men
But
like
men,
Roy. I'm pretty sure Roy has a 6-pack, doesn't he? When the shirt is off.
He's like an 18.
Why would you know that?
That gets
Why
my.
would
It
you
gets.
know that?
It gets. He's cut. The
Why-
dude is cut. He gets my
Why
voice. He
wouldn't
doesn't
we
even
know
need to
that?
be.
Why wouldn't we know that?
He doesn't even need to be cut because he just uses fire from his hands. He can be as fat as he wants.
But he
isn't.
could probably just burn off his fat, bruh. Just burn off his fat. Oh?
But I'm just saying, if Roy wasn't there, then Riza wouldn't have a character.
It's Roy.
And I feel like without Riza, Roy would still be decently strong. So.
That's true.
Doing that fire.
Actually, without Riza, yeah, Roy would not have fire, alchemy, and Roy literally would just, even if he did,
No.
he would be like so far down a path.
We're not talking about that sort of thing. We're just talking about character.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd be okay.
But the second part has to do with that. Roy would literally be gone without Riza because
He'd
he'd
be
be
a
such
little
like
edgy.
filled with rage. Like he would have just lost himself.
But
in
but I liked Rage Mode Roy.
Yeah, he'd just be edgy, bruh.
He was like edgy, but like not the like cut yourself type of edgy, just the pure
Not the
anger.
little,
and hatred.
not the basic. I don't like this.
Just pure
edgy.
anger. So cool. You could feel for him. You could feel that edginess seep through.
Yeah.
He took a
So like a
potato chip
well-written
and-
character and not something like Kirito? Yeah, pretty much.
No. Kirito just makes every anime protagonist, and you just get Kirito.
That's
Okay,
true.
so I
That
think
is-
So bad.
that's gotta be a 5-0 for Roy. Is it?
Yeah.
This
there
is
any-
basically like this is like debating Vegeta versus Bulma.
No, do not compare
No.
Riza to Bulma. That is
No.
insult.
That's actually a fair
That
argument.
is
This is like
insult.
Vegeta versus Bulma.
Bulma
Bulma's
doesn't do-
okay, but she's not that good.
If you vote for Bulma over Vegeta, then you're actually stupid.
Do you know what's
This
a good?
is
Do you know what's a really good comparison? Edward and Winry and Vegeta and Bulma. I think I like Bulma more than Winry if we're being honest.
Oh
here.
yeah, very.
Well, there wouldn't be a show without Bulma. Winry,
Yeah.
you could just delete her from
Oh,
the
yeah,
show.
oh, yeah, I
and
forgot
it wouldn't
Dragon
change
Ball
a
Bulma.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you can
Oh, that's
delete Winry.
Winry. Oh my god.
Back in the Winry comic, I just can't let it go.
You can just delete Winry from the show, and maybe Edward gets a cold when he goes up north. Maybe. That's the only thing I think.
Bro, he's got to see a different mechanic though. You know how hard that is. She
Old
can't.
man.
What about how Winry saved Edward after the first run with Scar?
Win.
What?
Anyway, I'm voting for Roy.
Okay,
Let's move on to the
okay.
finals.
Roy. Can I? I'll give a pity vote for Riza. Just so it's not 5-0.
You got that the other way, man. We being objective right now.
I'll be objective in this
So
last one.
far.
Right.
This
Okay,
last
I
one,
think
like,
this is. I thought it was personally going to be Greed Ling versus Roy, but
No,
it
No,
is-
I knew Edward
predicted,
would
I
make it.
predicted this 2.5 hours ago.
It
The
was
same needs to happen.
it's Edward versus Roy.
I was like, if Jordan doesn't put Edward and Roy on the same side, that this is going to be the final round.
Oh God,
You see, you think it's hard, but then you remember it's not. So Roy.
Roy.
Um,
I'm not
on.
getting stuck to the last vote again.
Hold on. This is not
mean-
happening.
Roy's voice actor's cooler. I like his character design cooler. I like his character development better. Just personal stuff.
Yeah.
I'm rattling
I
on
think I'm
about.
good with that. I think I'm going for Roy. Let's do this
Well,
podcast.
Wait.
There we go.
All right, guys.
Well,
See you later.
see ya.
Edward.
You just got so many
Ed-
cool scenes.
Ed's good, but he's no Roy.
Why?
I made that whole argument that Edward's literally like the top 3 most perfect protagonists ever. But Roy just is cool. Roy has
He's just-
fighting.
He's just the
Protagonist
epitome of
Shine
cool.
more.
Sometimes
I know,
no will
like-
be character development.
To be fair, I'm gonna vote for Edward, and as much as I want to just argue Edward versus Roy, there's no point in
It's
doing
not-
it because
it's not
Roy is
that
just
deep.
so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Roy have the victory, but I'm voting for Edward.
I hate making the argument just he's so cool, but it's just look at him.
And like, I would say,
It's not
'cause,
like
like
he's
some
basic.
people you make that
though.
argument for, it doesn't work. Like when you first saw Killua, he was all edgy, like ripping out people's hearts and stuff. He's cool. I mean, he's doing stuff like that. But Roy's like cooler for a different reason. I don't know. He's just cool.
Maybe it's because fire actually works in this show. Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
expect him to be overpowered. To be honest, I didn't
Guys.
expect him to blast through everybody like he did.
For those of you listening, just a little from the depths trivia right here. Originally, there was the idea to name this podcast Roy's Mustang. My
Yeah.
idea. I mean, it was my
Yeah.
idea.
Oh,
Nobody else
God.
liked
It was denied.
It
It
was
was
terrible.
immediately
it. It was
denied.
heavily denied.
But
Tenderloin
yeah.
boys.
I mean, I would say like
That
like,
would have been amazing.
Yu Yu Hakusho, like Hiei, he's so well liked. He's just edgy. He's really cool. But, like Stain Saga Vegeta up to like Saga, he's just cool. But Roy's just a different type.
does it have to be black hair? Is black hair
I think black hair's just a thing.
a?
I
Guts.
don't know. He's
Roy?
fire.
So,
EA.
You scared?
Even Wrath has black hair.
Crollo?
I don't,
You mean?
I
Are you
don't
talking
see-
like
I don't
cool,
see Edward with
Are we
black hair.
talking cool factor? Is cool?
Greed Ling has black hair.
So, do we agree that
Exactly.
Roy Mustang wins 4-1?
yeah.
I
I
believe
mean, I hate that I really can't. Like, this is literally the final round. We're not arguing at all.
so. I'm speechless. I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say because
It's Roy. I mean, we talked through all the scenes: envy, lust, huge death, him going blind, him being raped by pride and wrath, like all those cool scenes. So
They add up, bro. They add up.
they add up. I mean,
All right.
yeah.
what Edward done?
So with that,
Nothing.
Roy Mustang is
Wait.
your definitive champion. Roy Mustang had the hardest climb through the bracket, and he took everyone down.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
actually did. So thank you guys for watching.
Wait,
has
Jaden,
been-
do we want to tell the people what next week's gonna be over?
Next week's gonna be.
What is next
Is
week?
Indian
Tell me, Jordan.
I thought we agreed that next week was gonna be Dragon Ball Z.
It is going to be Dragon Ball Z characters. Woohoo! This is going to be my most well-known thing. I've watched Dragon Ball Z at least 6 times. Anyway, guys, yeah, Dragon Ball Z next. Dragon Ball Z characters. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys join in on the next one. I hope you guys have been liking these podcasts. Tell us if we can change anything. Leave a like if you're watching on YouTube. We also have the podcast on Spotify, on SoundCloud, if you want to check it out on there. And that's pretty much been it. Just a bunch of friends talking about gay anime and arguing over nothing really and that matters. But
Not important at all.
thank you guys for watching. This has been From the Depths. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
From the Depths.